welcome back. Now we succeeded in bringing you footage of the electoral process that was taken in the 19 constituencies where the runoff was held in 7 governorates, and that's Giza, Asyut, Sohag, Qina, Alexandria, Bahira, and Fayoum. And make sure that the electoral process is being held. The ballots are open for you to cast your votes from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And of course, you can go freely and you can choose your candidate with no pressure from anybody. Right now, it's the Egyptian diplomacy in Africa that is focusing in strengthening the bilateral ties with our brothers and sisters in Africa, and also supporting the AU reform, and also executing health initiatives and infrastructural projects, and sending our expertise, and also being a backbone to resolve the crisis and the hotspots and issues inside the African nations, inside our dear continent. It is always Egypt that is taking the lead role towards all the crises inside countries and succeeding in resolving it. Very delighted to be having with us live over the phone Dr. Monica Williams, and she is international relations expert. Good morning, Dr. Monica.
Good morning.
How are you? Can you please raise up your voice?
Of course.
Yes, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Same to you. So talking about the Egyptian diplomacy, and in particular the foreign power of Egypt. Ever since President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi have stepped his feet into office, Egypt have been distinguished amongst other counterparts by its foreign diplomacy and foreign policy, also very, very powerful, and is controlling the whole region. How do you assess Egypt's vision for diplomacy in the past, let us say the ending year, which is 2025, because it didn't end yet?
Yes, as you said, exactly since President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi arrived office, strategic balance, the new concept of our foreign minister or foreign affairs has become a defined feature of foreign policy, Egyptian foreign policy, of course, particularly in relation to Africa, Europe, and of course, if we try to say it in generic, this approach reflects in a systematic effort to restore Egypt's regional role, safeguard national interest, and adapt to rapidly changed international system marked by shifting power dynamics and intensified competition over the African continent and the Middle East region, if we try to say it. And from the outset, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi prioritized an independent and diverse foreign policy that avoids alignment with rugged blocs. So Egypt expanded its diplomatic engagement with traditional partnership and emerging powers at the same time, maintaining open channels with the United States and Europe, while deepening cooperation with Russia, China, and other influential actors active in Africa. This balance, of course, this balanced engagement enable Egypt to maximize its strategic option and protect its national decision-making autonomy, which is also very important in this regard and in this critical timing of the changing and dynamics in international sphere.
Right. Talking about the vision Egypt adopted on dealing with African issues, there was a lot of issues inside the continent during 2025. Not only issues, but there were also economic partnerships, lots of agreements that were signed that helped empower and enforce the investment opportunities inside the Horn of Africa. And there were expertise, exchange of expertise, and also educational opportunities that were given to our brothers and sisters, and job opportunities that were provided for both sides. If you like to shed light.
Thank you for your question. Yes, in 2025, Egypt's diplomacy in Africa moved from a phase of re-engagement to one of the institutionalized influence, if we try to say it, while this period between 2040 and 2024, as we mentioned earlier, focused on restore Egypt's presence after years of relative disengagement somehow. And 2021 to 2023 is in phase of and emphasize political normalized and summit diplomacy. 2025 market a shift towards result-driven diplomacy. It's a result and outcome. This evolution, as you mentioned, reflects in a 40% increase in high-level bilateral visits with African states compared to 2021, and expansion of economic agreements, as you mentioned, with Africa. So Egypt and African trade exceeds $9 billion, up from around $5 billion in 2014. A clearer linkage between diplomacy and national security and development, particularly in Horn of Africa, Sahel, and Nile Basin. So Egypt 2024, of course, approach reflects a mature vision that view Africa not as diplomatic arena. It's a very important and strategic depth and shared future.
Right. Let us also shed light over the role of Egyptian diplomacy, or Egypt as a leading power inside the region when it comes to support the developmental projects and infrastructural projects, technological expertise and exchange, exporting our technological expertise to Africa, erecting new or opening new horizons and venues for our the youth in Africa to be able to invest on their sending expertise, teaching them, and all that.
Of course, Egypt companies are active in over 30 African countries, implementing projects in northern bridges, power plants, and water treatment. Flagship projects such as transitional roads and energy interconnection reinforce Egypt's role as a development facilitator, not as a diplomatic actor. If we try to use the transfer of expertise is central to Egypt's soft power. In a different and specific fields, energy supporting electrical projects and renewable energy training, and on the health level, Egyptian medical missions and these control programs benefiting millions of Africans, and education, scholarship, and training programs for thousands of African students annually. It's very important and one of the soft power, as we mentioned earlier, and the human capacity building remains one of the most cost-effective diplomatic tools with long-term strategic returns. And we have also, Egypt is consistently ranked among the top contributors to UN and AU peacekeeping mission, with more than 3,000 troops of policy officers deployed annually. It's mainly for peacekeeping missions and post-regional stability, participation in missions across Mali and Congo and South Sudan and Central Africa. Beyond numbers, Egypt contributes specialized units, training, and logistical expertise, enhancing mission effectiveness and regional trust.
Welcome. On that note, of course, Dr. Monica William, the international relations researcher and expert, would like to thank you so much, and you have a good day.